Anxiety. It's something that we all have experienced in our life at some point or the other. But there's a difference between getting slightly anxious about something and having anxiety as a disorder. It can be very serious at times because it can lead to anxiety attack or keep us in a situation where we are constantly worried, or it can keep us tired without any reason. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about what anxiety actually is and what we can do to help ourselves and others deal with anxiety. Let's get started. Let's understand what anxiety actually is. For that, let me tell you the difference between fear and anxiety. Both of these things, fear and anxiety, is our body's reaction towards a threat or a danger. But the difference between these is that fear is something that we experience when the threat or the danger is right in front of us. For example, if a lion suddenly jumps in front of us, what we feel is fear. But anxiety is different. Anxiety is something we feel by thinking that we may not be successful, or that we may get into danger, or that we may get into threat later on in our life. So we get worried about it right now by thinking that there is something upcoming that may put us in a threatful situation. So that is the difference between fear and anxiety. There is a part in our mind called the amygdala that is responsible for keeping us safe by producing the fear or stress. But it's the same reason which is responsible for anxiety as well. Because what happens when we are going through an anxious situation is our mind operates in the same way as if there was a real threat or danger in front of us. So the heartbeat increasing, the shortness of breath, it's the same reaction as if the danger is right in front of us. And that's how we get anxious, even when in reality we are not really in danger or threat, but we are expecting that later in our life we might get into danger, and the symptoms look pretty similar. I see a lot of people saying that anxiety is just a mentality and that the other person is overreacting, or they should just leave it or let it go or stop thinking about it. But that is not how we deal with anxiety. At times anxiety can be very simple. It can be temporary and it can just fade away automatically, but a lot of times it can be serious. So the question here can be, how do we identify that an anxiety is a normal one and we do not need to worry about it, or when is it serious and when do we need to take action? For that, let's have a look at symptoms. Normally the symptoms of anxiety involves a heaviness in breathing, or palpitations, or quick heartbeat. There can also be other symptoms like getting tired without any reason, or worrying about something that is very simple. It can also come from phobia of something, fear of something, or it can also be OCD. Some people might get anxious when they touch somewhere because they feel that they might catch a disease. Some people can get anxious by thinking whether they turned off the gas or not. Some people can get anxious by thinking whether they locked the door or not. We can pick up anxiety from even the smallest reason. And here are some common reasons why we build up anxiety or anxiety disorder. The first one would be trauma. If a person has experienced any bad situation, harassment, or if a child has grown up seeing their parents fight with each other, in such cases, this trauma can later turn into anxiety and they can get anxious about even the smallest situations. Another source of anxiety can be genetic. If there is a blood relation in the family who has a history of having anxiety disorder, then the person in the family can be more prone to anxiety disorder too. Another reason for anxiety can also be a person's personality. Some people care too much about what the other people think about them, and that can make them anxious. The next one can be stress buildup. If you expose yourself to situations where you get stressed a lot and regularly, then it can also lead to anxiety. The last one we will be discussing is addiction and illness. If a person is into addiction or has an illness, they can be anxious and they can build up anxiety disorder by thinking about the consequences of it. Now that we have discussed the different causes of anxiety and anxiety disorder, let's see what can be done about it. So if you see somebody getting an anxiety attack in front of you, or if you feel like somebody is getting really anxious, this is what you can do. The first thing is try to make that person feel really safe. have a very calm tone, maybe hold their hand and let them believe that they are safe and they can share everything with you, with the person. And try to be non-judgmental and listen to them. And another good thing to do is to help them breathe, because when we are having anxiety attack, it's very difficult to breathe. The palpitation, the heart beat really increases. So one of the best breathing technique would be box breathing. In this technique, what we can do is we can take in the breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and breathe out for 4 seconds, and then again hold for 4 seconds before breathing in. So breathe in 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and again hold for 4 seconds. So this box breathing technique can be helpful to bring that person back to the present, and that can help with even distracting the person from thinking about the future. But what if you are the one suffering from anxiety? In such case as well, the breathing technique can be really helpful. Breathing in for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and again hold for 4 seconds. Apart from that, another exercise that you can do is see things around you and name and pick 5 things that you can see around. So this simple exercise can help your mind to get back to present, get back to reality, and that can be helpful because remember, anxiety is something that we feel by thinking about future, by thinking about something that may happen. So getting back to reality can help. And apart from that, what you can also do is remember that you and your brain are not the same. It's a tool that you need to use. And just because your mind is generating this feeling to protect you, it does not mean that that is a complete reality. It can just be a perception and may not be true. What you can do is come back to present and try to think that everything that you may be feeling might not be the reality. Anxiety is something that is somehow controllable, but if you feel that it's getting out of your hand or if it's affecting your day-to-day life, then it's always a good idea to seek some professional help. Book an appointment with a counselor, talk to them, share everything that you feel to a counselor, and they can definitely help you with taking the right decision, because no one should ever have to deal with their anxiety alone.